Commander Alan Wright rubbed his tired eyes as he stared at the strange data on his screen. 3 weeks into their deep space mission aboard the Starwatcher, and this was the first truly unusual thing they had found. A pattern in the background radiation that shouldn't be there. A signal. "You should get some sleep, Commander," said Officer Lisa Miller as she entered the small monitoring room. Her dark hair was pulled back in a neat bun, and she carried 2 cups of coffee. Ellen accepted the cup gratefully. "Thanks, but I can't sleep now. Look at this." He pointed to the screen. "Someone's talking out here, and they're trying hard not to be heard." Lisa leaned in, her eyes narrowing. "That's encrypted. Military grade, but not ours." "Exactly." Alan took a sip of coffee. Not human at all. The Starwatcher was supposed to be mapping the outer solar system, not finding alien communications. Alan had joined the space program after 10 years in the Navy. At 42, he wasn't the youngest commander, but he was one of the most careful, which is why he hadn't reported this discovery yet. "Can you decode it?" he asked. Lisa sat down at the console. "I can try. It might take a while." 3 days later, Alan was woken by an urgent knock on his cabin door. He checked the time, 3:24 a.m. ship time. When he opened the door, Lisa stood there, her face pale. "I got in," she said simply. They walked silently to the monitoring room. The ship was quiet, most of the crew asleep. When the door closed behind them, Lisa pulled up the decoded messages on the main screen. "It's not just one conversation," she explained. "It's hundreds, maybe thousands, different species, different languages, but all translated through some kind of universal system." She pointed to highlighted sections. "And they're all talking about Earth." Alan leaned forward. "What are they saying?" "Earth is forbidden. Not just to visit. They won't even come close to our solar system. They call it." She checked her notes. "The dark zone." Alan read through the messages. His heart beat faster with each one. "This one is from something called the Xorians," Lisa said. "They claim to be the oldest spacefaring race, over 50 million years of interstellar travel." The message read, "Asterisk warning to all vessels. Earth sector remains under highest quarantine. Approach at risk of immediate sanction. The threat remains contained but active asterisk." "They're afraid of us?" Alan asked. Lisa shook her head. "No, that's the thing. They're not afraid of humans." She pulled up another message. "Look at this one. It's older, from about 20 years ago. Asterisk Council report. Earth monitoring satellites confirm the Deep Guardians remain in their ocean territories. Human development continues unchecked. Still no signs they are aware of their roommates. Maintain distance protocols asterisk. Roommates." Alan felt a chill run down his spine. "There's more," Lisa said quietly. "Much more. According to these messages, we're not alone on Earth. We never have been. And whatever shares our planet with us scares the hell out of the oldest, most powerful aliens in the galaxy." Alan straightened up. "We need to report this." "To who?" "If this is real, it changes everything we know about Earth. About ourselves." Before Alan could answer, the ship's alarm blared. The screen in front of them flashed red with an incoming message. From Earth Command. "Starwatcher, return to base immediately. Your new mission parameters are classified. Repeat, return to base immediately." Alan and Lisa looked at each other. "They know we found something," Lisa whispered. "Or someone told them." Alan replied, looking back at the alien messages. "The question is, who are they trying to protect? Us or whatever else lives on Earth?" The Starwatcher changed course, heading back to a home planet that suddenly seemed much more dangerous and much more mysterious than when they had left it. Dr. Samantha Green pressed her face against the thick glass of the viewing window. Deep below the research platform, the lights of their underwater drones made tiny moving dots in the blackness of the Mariana Trench. "Still nothing?" asked Dr. Peter Clark, entering the observation deck with 2 cups of instant noodles. Nothing we can explain, Samantha replied, accepting the food gratefully. The fish are gone. All of them. The Mariana Trench Research Facility, nicknamed Deepwatch, housed 20 scientists and 10 support staff. For 3 years, they had studied the deepest part of the ocean, until last week, when every living thing in their research zone had simply disappeared. The sensors picked up that energy pattern again, Peter said, checking his tablet. 4th time today. Samantha slurped her noodles. Did we figure out what it is yet? Not even close. It's not thermal, not seismic, not anything in our science books. Peter zoomed in on a graph. But it's getting stronger. Back in her small lab, Samantha reviewed the data from their deepest probe. The machine had reached 36,000 feet down before losing contact. Its last readings made no sense. Electromagnetic pulses that should be impossible in salt water. Temperature fluctuations that broke the laws of physics. Her computer screen flickered, then went dark, then came back on. Not again, she muttered. It was the 3rd power issue today. The facility's engineer, Joe Baldwin, had checked everything twice. No explanation for why equipment kept failing, why the lights dimmed at random, why everyone's sleep was disturbed by strange dreams of blue light and whispered voices. Samantha's phone rang. It was the facility director, Dr. Karen Ross. Sam, come to the comm room. Now. 5 minutes later, Samantha stood in the cramped communications center with the other senior staff. On the main screen was a serious-looking man in a naval uniform. I'm Captain Frank Harris, United States Navy, he said. As of 600 hours, your facility is under military control. A security team will arrive within 48 hours. Until then, continue your research but report any unusual findings directly to me. And do not, under any circumstances, send any communications outside this channel. Dr. Ross looked shocked. Captain, we're a civilian research operation. You can't just. This comes straight from the top. Harris interrupted. National security. That's all you need to know. The screen went black. What just happened? Peter asked. Dr. Ross shook her head. I have no idea. But whatever's going on down there, she pointed to the ocean floor beneath them. Someone else knows about it. That night, Samantha couldn't sleep. The same dream kept waking her. Blue light moving through dark water. A voice saying, "We have always been here." At 3 a.m., the facility's alarm blared. Samantha rushed to the lab in her pajamas. All the screens showed the same thing. A massive energy surge from the trench. All readings off the charts. Peter shouted over the alarm. Something's moving down there. The facility shook. Cups fell from desks. Warning lights flashed everywhere. Dr. Ross grabbed the emergency phone. Captain Harris, are you seeing this? The captain's voice was tight with stress. Don't move. Don't do anything. We're sending the team now. Now, you said 48 hours. That was before your visitors decided to wake up. Samantha moved to the viewing window. Far below, where there should only be darkness, a faint blue light was growing stronger. Moving upward. What visitors? Dr. Ross demanded. What's down there? There was a long pause before Captain Harris answered. The real owners of Earth, he said finally. They were here first, long before us. And now, they know we found them. The blue light grew brighter, pulsing like a heartbeat, and deep in her mind, Samantha heard the whisper again. We have always been here, and now, we will talk. Junior Navigator Zexel of the Saurian scout ship Starseeker fought with the failing controls. Warning lights flashed across the curved dashboard as the small ship plummeted toward the blue planet's surface. Engine failure complete, the ship's computer announced calmly. Entering restricted zone. Warning. Earth atmosphere in 30 seconds. Zexol's 4 eyes blinked rapidly in panic. No Xorian had entered Earth's atmosphere in over 1,000 years. There was a reason the oldest spacefaring race in the galaxy avoided this beautiful but dangerous world. Send emergency signal, Zexel ordered. Signal sent. Caution. Crash landing imminent. The ship hit the ocean with tremendous force. Zexol's safety harness kept him from smashing into the ceiling, but pain shot through his slender body. Water began seeping into the cabin. Through the viewport, he saw only darkness and bubbles as the ship sank. Miles away at the Deepwatch facility, Dr. Samantha Green and the research team watched the military transport arrive. 10 heavily armed soldiers filed out, led by a stern-faced woman. Major Linda Powell. She introduced herself to Dr. Ross. We need to secure this facility immediately. What about the energy signature from the trench? Dr. Ross asked. Major Powell exchanged looks with her second-in-command. That's why we're here. But we have another situation now. An object entered Earth's atmosphere 30 minutes ago and crashed in your research zone. A meteor? Peter asked. No, Major Powell said flatly. A ship. Samantha's heart raced. You mean? Yes, Doctor. First confirmed alien contact. Major Powell checked her watch. And it crashed in the worst possible place on Earth. The military team took over the facility's control room. Screens showed drone footage of a sleek silver craft resting on a ledge 10,000 feet down. Its lights still flickered weakly. Is someone still alive in there? Samantha asked, leaning closer to the screen. Possibly, Major Powell replied. But we can't risk a rescue. Not with what else is down there. Samantha turned to face the Major. There's a living being in that ship. We can't just let them die. Those are our orders. Dr. Peter Clark cleared his throat. Our research submarine could reach that depth. We could at least try. Absolutely not, Major Powell said firmly. But Samantha wasn't listening anymore. On one of the screens, she saw it. The blue light was moving toward the crashed ship. It pulsed and swirled around the alien craft like curious fingers. Major, she pointed. Look. Everyone stared as the blue light engulfed the ship. Then, suddenly, both the light and the ship vanished from the sensors. Where did they go? Major Powell demanded. Before anyone could answer, a new alarm sounded. Breach in lower level, announced the facility's computer. Unknown entry point. Security cameras showed water pooling on the floor of the lowest lab. Then, emerging from the puddle like it was a doorway, came 2 figures. One was clearly not human, tall and thin with gray skin and 4 eyes. It looked weak, barely standing. Supporting the alien was a figure made entirely of blue light in the rough shape of a human. It had no features, just swirling energy in constant motion. Major Powell grabbed her weapon, locked down the facility. Everyone to the safe room. But Samantha couldn't move. The blue figure had turned toward the camera. She felt a presence in her mind, gentle but incredibly powerful. Don't be afraid, a voice whispered inside her head. We saved this traveler from death. Now we must all talk. The Xorians have returned to Earth, and they have brought their war with them. The facility lights flickered as the blue being and the alien began moving upward, passing through floor after floor as if solid matter didn't exist. They were coming to the control room. The control room doors slid open without anyone touching them. Everyone froze as the blue light being glided in, still supporting the weakened alien. Major Powell and her soldiers raised their weapons. Lower your guns, Dr. Ross ordered. They're not attacking us. The Xorian alien, Zexol, looked around with his 4 eyes blinking rapidly. You are humans, he said in a voice that sounded like water flowing over stones. And you're trespassing in forbidden space, Major Powell replied sharply. The blue light being pulsed brighter. Samantha felt its presence touch her mind again, stronger now. The Ancient Ones wish to speak through me, she said, not knowing where the words came from. They cannot take physical form in your atmosphere. Sam. Peter stepped toward her, concerned. Samantha's eyes glowed with the same blue light as the energy being. When she spoke again, her voice had changed, becoming deeper and echoing strangely. We were born in Earth's oceans 4 billion years before the first human walked upright, the voice said through Samantha. We watched life evolve. We guided it sometimes. We protected it always. The room was completely silent. Even Major Powell lowered her gun. The Xorians know us. The Ancient One continued. They came to Earth long ago, seeking to colonize. We drove them away. Zexal bowed his head. It is true. The ancient records speak of Earth as the forbidden world. Our ancestors called your kind the Deep Guardians. The blue light being moved closer to the center of the room, gently releasing Zexal into a chair. We exist as energy and thought, the Ancient One explained through Samantha. Your kind would call us consciousness without bodies. We live in the deepest parts of your oceans, where the pressure keeps us stable. Dr. Ross stepped forward. Why reveal yourselves now, after millions of years of hiding? Because the danger coming is greater than the danger of exposure, the Ancient One replied. Show them, Navigator Zexal. Show them what follows you. The alien reluctantly touched a device on his wrist. A hologram appeared above the table, hundreds of warships in space. This is only the first wave, Zexal said. The Kakorian High Council discovered that your world houses the Ancient Ones. They have decided to eliminate the threat once and for all. Major Powell cursed under her breath. An alien invasion force. We're not prepared for that. No, you are not, agreed the Ancient One through Samantha. But we have protected this world since before your species existed. We will not stop now. The hologram changed to show Earth's oceans. Blue points of light began appearing in all the deepest parts. The Mariana Trench, the Philippine Trench, the Puerto Rico Trench. These are our enclaves, the Ancient One explained. Millions of us, awakening from dormancy. We have always been Earth's guardians. Why help us? Peter asked. You could let humans and Saurians destroy each other. Samantha's glowing eyes turned to him. Because you are also children of Earth, different from us, but born of the same world. The Xorians fear us because they cannot control us. They fear humans for the same reason. Major Powell's radio crackled. Major, we have multiple contacts entering Earth's atmosphere. The Ancient One's voice grew more urgent. The Xorian fleet arrives sooner than expected. We must join minds now to prepare. Human technology alone cannot stop them. Samantha extended her glowing hand toward the others. The Ancient Ones ask for your trust. They have watched over Earth for billions of years. Will you join with them now to save it? Dr. Ross was the first to step forward. What choice do we have? As they formed a circle, Samantha's voice changed one more time. Prepare yourselves. What you are about to see is the true history of Earth, and the true enemy that even the Xorians do not know about. The blue light expanded, filling the room, connecting their minds in a vast network of shared consciousness that stretched all the way to the bottom of the ocean. The shared mind space felt like floating in a vast ocean of memories. Samantha saw billions of years pass in seconds, the Earth forming, the first simple life appearing, and always the Ancient Ones watching, guiding, protecting. She saw the first Xorian ships arriving millions of years ago. She felt the Ancient One's gentle push, creating storms and earthquakes, sending dreams of terror to drive the aliens away. Then she saw something else, a darkness between the stars, moving slowly but steadily toward the galaxy. When the blue light faded, everyone in the room stood in shocked silence. Major Powell was the first to speak. That thing coming toward us. What is it? The Devourers, Zexal whispered, his gray skin now almost white with fear. Our oldest legends speak of them. They consume all life, all energy. Samantha's eyes still glowed faintly blue. The Ancient Ones faced them once before, when Earth was young. They pushed them back, but could not destroy them. Dr. Ross sat heavily in a chair, and now they're coming back. When? 50 Earth years, said Zexal. Perhaps less. Peter looked confused. But why is the Xorian fleet attacking now? If this greater threat is coming, shouldn't we all work together? The Ancient One spoke through Samantha again. The Korean Council plans to sacrifice younger worlds to save themselves. Earth is considered expendable. Like hell we are, Major Powell growled. A loud alarm sounded. One of the soldiers rushed in. Major, the first alien ships have entered Earth's atmosphere. Military bases worldwide are reporting contact. Zexol touched his wrist device again. A new voice came through, another Xorian. Navigator Zexol, this is Senior Officer Kretax. We tracked your crash. Are you alive? I am, sir. The Earth beings rescued me. There was a pause. Impossible. The Deep Guardians would never allow contact. They helped me, sir. And they show me the Council has lied to our people. The Devourers are real, and the Council knows it. Another longer pause followed. Then Kretax spoke again, his voice lower. My family records have said this for generations. The Council silenced us. Major Powell stepped forward. This is Major Linda Powell of Earth. We propose an immediate ceasefire and talks. Unauthorized contact with Earth beings is forbidden. Kretax replied, but he sounded uncertain. The Ancient One moved Samantha's body forward. Kretax of the fourth house of Soria, we remember your ancestor who came to Earth 3,000 years ago. We spared him when he showed wisdom. Will you show the same? The communication device was silent for a full minute. Then Kretax spoke again. The invasion has begun. I cannot stop it directly. He paused. But I command 30 ships. We can create a diversion while you broadcast the truth to our fleet. Dr. Ross looked at the others. What truth? What can we possibly say that would stop an alien invasion? The truth of what waits beyond the stars. The Ancient One said through Samantha. The truth the Korean Council has hidden from their own people. The Ancient One turned to Zexol. Your council believes they can save themselves by sacrificing Earth and other young worlds. They are wrong. Either all survive together, or all will fall. The facility shook as something exploded nearby. They're bombing the ocean, a soldier reported, trying to target the deep trenches. The Ancient One's light pulsed stronger through Samantha. We offer this ultimatum to all. Join with us, humans and Saurians together, or face the Devourers alone. We have technology to share, defenses to build, but only if we stand united. Major Powell nodded grimly. How do we broadcast this message? We will boost your signal, the Ancient One replied. But first, Commander Alan Wright must bring his ship here. Everyone looked confused. Who's Alan Wright? Peter asked. The human who first discovered our secret, the Ancient One said. He is being kept prisoner by your own government. We need him free. Major Powell's face hardened with determination. Tell me where he is, and I'll get him out. Commander Alan Wright sat in his small cell, counting the ceiling tiles for the 100th time. Since returning to Earth 2 weeks ago, he had been kept isolated in this military facility. No one would tell him why. No one would answer his questions about Officer Lisa Miller, who had disappeared the moment they landed. The door opened suddenly. A soldier he didn't recognize stood there. Commander Wright, come with me now. Where? Ellen asked, standing up cautiously. There's no time. Earth is under attack. 5 minutes later, Alan was rushing down a hallway behind the soldier. Alarms blared. People ran in all directions. Through a window, he saw fighter jets scrambling into the sky. What's happening? Alan demanded. Alien invasion, the soldier said simply, and you're apparently important to stopping it. They reached a secure communication room. On the main screen was Major Linda Powell. Commander Wright, I'm Major Powell. I have someone here who needs to speak with you. The camera shifted to show Officer Lisa Miller. Lisa, Alan exclaimed. Are you okay? Better than okay, sir. I know what the aliens were hiding from us. The Ancient Ones showed us everything. Ancient Ones. Lisa, what? No time to explain fully. Lisa interrupted. The Xorians are attacking Earth because they're afraid of something that lives in our oceans. Energy beings called the Ancient Ones who have protected Earth for billions of years. Ellen's mind raced back to the decoded messages they have found in space. The Deep Guardians. Exactly. But there's more. A cosmic threat called the Devourers is coming. The Xorian leaders know this, but plan to sacrifice Earth as a distraction while they try to save themselves. Major Powell moved back into view. We have Xorian defector helping us, but we need to broadcast a signal to both the Xorian fleet and Earth governments simultaneously. The Ancient Ones say you have the encryption keys from the messages you found. Alan nodded slowly. I downloaded everything before they took our equipment. The keys are hidden in my personal effects. Find them, Major Powell ordered. Then get to these coordinates. A series of numbers appeared on screen. The Ancient Ones can only maintain their communication field in certain locations. We need you here. As the screen went dark, the soldier handed Alan a bag. Your things, sir. I'm Sergeant Ben Kelly. I've been ordered to get you to the Mariana facility. Alan dug through the bag and found his old data drive hidden in a boot heel. Got it. But how do we get there? If we're under alien attack. We have transport waiting, Sergeant Kelly said, leading him toward the roof. And friends in high places, very high. On the roof sat a sleek craft unlike anything Alan had ever seen. Its pilot was clearly not human. Tall, gray-skinned, with 4 eyes. Commander Wright, the alien said with a slight bow. I am Officer Kretax of the Xorian fleet. We must hurry. As they flew toward the Pacific at impossible speed, Alan watched the battles raging below. Xorian ships fired on military bases, while human jets attempted to fight back with little effect. Your weapons cannot harm our ships, Kretax explained. But we are not trying to destroy your cities, only to neutralize your defenses before locating the Ancient Ones. And now you're helping us. Alan asked. I have seen the truth about the Devourers. My family has kept records for generations about the Council's lies. This war is pointless if all life faces extinction. Below them, the ocean stretched endlessly. In the distance, Alan could see flashes of blue light beneath the waves. The Ancient Ones are rising, Kretax said quietly. For the first time in millions of years, they are preparing for war. Not against us, but for us all. The craft began to descend toward a research platform surrounded by Xorian ships and swirling blue lights in the water. Welcome to the new front line, Commander, Sergeant Kelly said, where humans, aliens, and the oldest beings on Earth are making their last stand together. 1 month after the first Xorian ships entered Earth's atmosphere, the world had changed forever. Commander Alan Wright stood on the newly expanded observation deck of the Mariana facility, now called Unity Station. The structure had grown both upward into the air and downward into the ocean depths. Still hard to believe, said Dr. Samantha Green, joining him at the window. Below them, humans in special diving suits worked alongside Xorians, building underwater structures guided by swirling blue lights. Which part? Alan asked with a small smile. The aliens, the ancient energy beings in our oceans, or the fact that a cosmic horror is coming to eat our galaxy? All of it, Samantha replied, but mostly how quickly things changed. The broadcast had worked better than anyone expected. When Alan used the encryption keys to send the Ancient One's message to both Earth governments and the Xorian fleet, the effect was immediate. The Xorian soldiers saw the truth their leaders had hidden. Evidence of the Devourers' approach, proof of the Council's plan to sacrifice younger worlds. 3/4 of the Xorian fleet had rebelled against their orders. The Council was overthrown within days. Admiral Kretax is requesting permission to enter, announced the station's computer. Granted, Alan said. The tall Xorian entered, now wearing the new uniform of the United Fleet, a combination of Xorian and human design elements. The first defensive satellite network is complete, Kretax reported. The Ancient One's technology works perfectly. We can now detect any approach from up to 3 light-years away. That buys us time, Alan nodded. What about the biotech enhancements? Your scientists are adapting quickly. The first human ships with Saurian drive systems will be ready next month. Samantha turned from the window. And the Ancient One's transformation of the ocean trenches. Proceeding as planned. They are creating what they call consciousness amplifiers in all the major deep ocean zones. When completed, they will be able to extend their mental protection across the entire planet. A soft blue glow filled the room. The Ancient Ones rarely took physical form now, preferring to communicate through their light. We have received signals from other guardian species. The familiar voice spoke in their minds. On 12 other worlds across the galaxy, beings like us have also detected the Devourer's approach. They too have protected their planets in secret. More like you. Ellen asked, why haven't you communicated before? Distance, caution, fear. But necessity now overcomes all barriers. On the main screen, a star map appeared, showing Earth and 11 other planets highlighted in blue. Lines of connection formed between them. The first intergalactic alliance, Kretax said with wonder. Not formed by any of the spacefaring races, but by the silent guardians who watched over us all. Lisa Miller entered the room, carrying new data reports. The President is addressing the United Nations now. All countries have agreed to the Joint Defense Protocol. Ellen nodded. How are people taking it? Better than expected, Lisa replied. Turns out humans adapt pretty well to learning we're not alone, especially when the alternatives are extinction. Through the window, they watched as a new kind of ship rose from the ocean depths. Part machine, part living organism, created by human and Saurian engineers guided by Ancient One's technology. The Star Guardian is ready for its first test flight, Kretax announced. Samantha smiled. Who would have thought? The oldest beings in the galaxy and the newest spacefaring race working together. It makes sense, Alan said, watching the beautiful ship hover above the waves. The Saurians thought they were the first advanced species in the galaxy. They were wrong, and the Devourers think they're invincible. They're wrong too. The Ancient One's light pulsed in what they had come to recognize as laughter. Indeed, the Devourers do not understand what they face, not divided worlds to conquer one by one, but a united front of all life. The oldest and the youngest standing together. As the Star Guardian rose toward the stars, its hull glowing with the same blue light as the Ancient Ones, Earth began its transformation from a hidden, protected world to the front line in the greatest alliance the galaxy had ever known.